Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Elite City Podcast. It is more than one person this week. It is I, and Jay is with us tonight. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hello. I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm well. Yeah, so everyone's back. We haven't had everybody here yet, but Happy New Year since I haven't seen you. And, how was your holidays?
It was good. I did a lot of, I've been hibernating. That's
Same.
why I haven't been here. I've been hibernating like a bear.
Same.
It's
That's
cold,
basically what I do.
and I just want to sleep.
Cold, though.
I want to sleep the winter away. That's all I want to do.
Ooh, no. I wanted the winter to
Wake me
be
up
forever.
in spring.
Spring's depressing. I hate it. So it's a true statement. I hate anything post March.
I know. You're all about the cold and the dark.
Yep. Oh yeah, if I shut my lights off right now, you wouldn't see anything. Which sucks that I just can't use my Alexa. R.I.P. She died yesterday.
That's right. No Govee lights for you.
No, I have them. I just have to use the app now. It sucks. I hate it.
Like a peasant.
I know. It's bad. Like it is. It's the worst problem to have. Like, I'm at a crossroads because my Govies will connect to my Siri, which is fine. That's my app. That's my Apple speaker. But I can either spend the same money, which it's so stupid because this is how my brain works. I can either spend $70 on a new Alexa to just control lights, or $70 on new bulbs that are compatible. Or just use the app until the bulbs burn out, which that's probably what I'm going to do because it makes no sense to spend $70 for 3 light bulbs just so I can use my voice to change the color. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Yeah, you don't realize how much you rely on your Alexa till she's not there. Like nobody told me the weather this morning at 9:00.
That's my alarm every morning. I have it set to the Grand Tour, so I wake up to Jeremy Clarkson every morning.
Nice.
Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May wake me up every morning.
That's incredible. Mine just plays it was like a bell, but now my other assistant wakes me up at the same time though. Which my Alexa was. You could tell she was slipping a little bit because when the alarm went off today, I was like, there's no way it's this time. I was like, it's 10 minutes early. And no, it wasn't. Alexa just was 10 minutes late for like the past month and I didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah, so she was slipping.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Whoops.
It is bothering me. We'll get to this in a second, the actual podcast. It is bothering me how to dispose of an Alexa because, like, obviously it could be hacked. Like,
right.
Should I just like smash it or just throw it away and say, because like who's going to take the time to like try to figure out my unlock passcode and hook it up to like, it's still connected to my Amazon account too, obviously.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so old school that I'm like, yeah, smash that thing up and throw it away and then nobody can have it. But I know there's like e-waste facilities and stuff like that might be able to do something with it. But I don't know 100%.
It's weird. Like, I didn't think of that till today. Like, I was like, I probably should, like, because I initially just tossed it in the trash. And I was like, I should probably take that out. Like,
yeah. That's got your stuff on it. I mean, my computer is literally built out of parts from an e-waste room. I have like a dinosaur of a board and DDR3 RAM. That's
cool.
I'm lucky I can play Skyrim at all.
That's awesome. All right. Anyways, just we have 3 hot topics for tonight. Well, like 4 because you don't know of one because I kept it as a surprise. So first off, Kenny Omega came back, and it was really good. Obviously, Brian Cage deserved this match. And hold on, I have notes over here.
You don't type them up? You write them?
Well, I write them during the show, and then I'm too lazy to just transfer them. So, these are my thoughts in the moment.
My bad.
Yeah. And, like, there's things on here that I probably should just outline, like, and do it on the computer. And then it's like, oh, no, this happened. Then I remember this, or this really pissed me off. So, anyways,
I at least, like you said, Kenny's back. It was so cool
yeah,
last week to see him come back. And I just feel like it's almost like he never left. Like he's just
100%.
right back where he was. I mean, just
hmm
he's incredible. Anytime Kenny does anything, I'm like 10 out of 10, no notes, nothing to add. It's perfection. You
Yeah,
can't top it. He is literally, I believe, like the best wrestler in the world, possibly. To me, I just think he is that good. He is that
100%.
at that level.
100% agree. And like when he gave his speech on what the day he returned last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday on Dynamite,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, when he gave his speech and he was like, "Oh, I had to learn a new style and it's going to be a little slower." It didn't seem that way in his
And he
first two
just
matches.
literally, and like that Saturday, he was literally like
Right.
going 120% in
Yeah.
Japan. Speaking of his speech, this Kenny Omega is not going to be around about a revenge. Is that Kenny Omega in the room with us? Because you went right for the ramp and the
Yeah.
opportunity you had.
That's true.
He says he's doing a different style, but I think he's still he is still top notch. Just it's like he never left, honestly.
Yes. And kudos to Brian Cage. I felt Brian Cage
Absolutely.
deserved this match, and he looks way different with a beard, and I can't get over it. It bothers me.
It's
like
weird.
In a good way, it bothers me.
It's weird. I always thought he was just too muscly and big to begin with. Just personal preference of
yeah.
people. I just am like, he's so big and muscly, and now with the beard, he definitely does not look like Brian Cage. I'm like, that's not Brian Cage.
And believe it or not, he's an incredible skateboarder. Like, I didn't believe it. Like,
I wouldn't believe that either.
Yeah, there's. Go ahead.
Most skateboard guys are these real like skinny, like lanky looking dudes.
Well, that was him, and he made a choice. He was either going to be a pro skater or go pro wrestling, and he wasn't quite that good as a pro. He wasn't quite good enough to be a pro skater. So he was like, "Well, if I got to do it, I can't look like this." And he started to like lift weights. And there's an old Being the Elite. And the Bucks call his bluff. Like 1 week, he would like a couple weeks back, he would talk about like, "Oh yeah, I'm a pretty good skateboarder." So like they literally went out and bought a board.
I vaguely remember this. I think I saw this.
And he jumps on it and just like destroys it, like leaves them speechless, and it's amazing. Yeah, like he's doing all kind of cool tricks and everything, and it was awesome. But anyways, Brian Cage is. I hope he kind of stays at this level, because he is good at, even though he's the enormous like Greek god body.
Yeah.
He can still wrestle a small person and make it believable. And well, I mean, he proved it.
Yeah, they're both. I mean, he and Kenny both are very agile people,
right?
And I mean, there was so much going on in that match. And I mean, there was a lot of flying. There was just like, everything was going on. I think it was a really good matchup just because both of them can make anybody look so good that they're wrestling. It's kind of like they have like the Mercedes effect where you can make anybody look good.
Yeah, totally. And I thought it was cool the way that like that the match ended. Like obviously it wasn't going to be a clean win, but it was a clean win. But then things happened. I love that Ospreay saved Kenny. That's
I didn't think I'd like this angle with Ospreay, but I kind of do.
Fun. Yeah.
I kind of do. It's fun. It's different. It's not a likely matchup you'd think you'd see, or a team together. It's just kind of very yin and yang together.
And then it ends with Takeshita holding the belt over Kenny, which is awesome because that's going to be incredible.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's going to be so good. But the way that they finished that, it wasn't the first time, but it was the first time in a minute that AEW ended something, and I was glad that they didn't touch it for the rest of the show. I mean, of course, you allude to it, like, "Oh, this happened earlier." I mean, you got to do that.
Right, but it wasn't kind of like, "Oh, here come the Death Riders again to just beat up this other person." Right. It just like they left it and it was done.
Yeah. And it's like you're going to obviously see something again this week, and I hope they just
Mhm.
keep it in these little snippets of.
I like that too. It doesn't feel overdone that way. Keeps it
Yeah.
fresh. It doesn't get stale quickly. Like, sometimes, like I said, like the Death Riders were cool at first and it was something new, but now we've done it every week. It's starting to get stale. So I kind of like that they left this alone.
Agreed. And just all in all, like a solid match. We had the return of Samoa Joe, which was
Yes.
awesome, and
Love
it
Samoa
looks
Joe.
like, yes, it looks like we're gonna get their group back of Shibata, Joe, and Hook, which is
Yes,
incredible.
that's cool. Very cool.
Which the match was fun. It was fine. We don't need to talk about it, but you want to talk about the women's gauntlet match, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah. So I love the gauntlet
floor
matches.
is yours. Same
Thank
here.
you. I love them. I think they're so much fun. I love that we get some different talent we don't usually see in AEW. I mean, because obviously we've seen Willow and Chris at the front for a while, and Tony, she's a rookie, and oh no, just kidding. Um, but we've seen quite a few of the same women over and over. It's nice with the gauntlet, and you get some more variety in there, and you see some more different types of wrestling and everything. I wanted to talk about, because I remember back over the summer or so, Rick and you and I and Biddy were all talking about timeless Tony Storm, and like when she wouldn't it be funny if like she breaks and then she's like regular Tony Storm again, and it happened and
100%.
it's been funny. I think so. Now this whole thing with Mariah May, I think something's going to trigger Tony, and it's going to come back and she's going to remember. But I think it's going to be something like she's going to see the shoe, or Mariah's going to hold her gaze or something, and like it's all going to come like kind of back to her, and I want to see her like freak out and remember. It's got
awesome.
to at some point. I think it has to come back.
Oh yeah, they're going to bring it full circle at the Australia show, which is weird that they haven't told us how we get to watch it yet.
Yeah, I would like that to be on Max.
I'm sure it's going to be. I mean, obviously, I'm not watching it live. Aren't they like 18 hours ahead of us?
Yeah,
or something?
Australia's pretty much like, no, they're ahead of us. They're pretty much like, yeah, like almost an entire day ahead. It's weird.
So
I don't
they're
know.
like Japan almost.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, it's like when it's 8 a.m. there, it's like like 6 a.m. here. It's just goofy, like a whole other day or something. I can't remember, but they're like a day ahead of us basically. But I do like having that stuff available on Max, because God,
Same.
I don't miss fighting the TBS app on my Fire Stick. So I would like to see more Willow. I want to see Willow succeed. I love seeing her so much, but I want to see Willow succeed. Like she really, she deserves it. She's such a fantastic wrestler, and she's just, her personality, and like to watch her move sets, and she's so agile, and the way she like floats practically. I would love to see her succeed and get her hands on a title, any title.
What? Well, I think something's coming. I mean, she's just too good and too over.
She's
People
so good.
like her too much.
I know, she's so good.
I now have a pair of Willow socks. So there.
I love it. Over those in your box, or those in your box.
Yep. The All Elite box is incredible. It went up a little bit in price, but you still get, like, it's still worth it. Just this month, I got 2 T-shirts, pair of socks, and a pillowcase, which is right here, which is hilarious.
It's a pillow. I need to see this.
I brought it. I kept it out. It's amazing. Hold on. I'm going to be a 45-year-old man using this.
God, is that Will?
Yes. It's a giant Will Ospreay.
You're a teenage girl now. Good job.
I know. Look at this thing. Badass.
You're a teenage girl now. Sleeping with Will Ospreay.
I know. I thought it was so awesome. I was like, oh, it's an Ospreay flag. I'll like hang it on the wall or something. And I was like, man, it's made out of this really thick material. And I was like, oh God, it's his pillowcase. I'm using it. Yeah, I cannot wait. But yeah, we saw the debut of Megan Bain too, which was cool. And that was kind of like a sly signing. She didn't get a graphic, which I don't know if people are going to get graphics anymore, because the past couple haven't got graphics.
Right. I think it was only kind of funny when it was everybody gets a graphic but RJ. And
Right. Right.
yeah, no, it was cool because she's wrestled in New Japan, right?
Yes.
In
Yeah,
Japan.
she was in Stardom.
That's yeah, Stardom. I think that's cool, honestly. I love her vibe, her outfit, everything, like her costume.
Yeah, she was.
She's cool. She's out there.
Yeah, she looks super cool. I was surprised that she was third. I even put that in my notes. Like, I thought they would just kind of like, I don't want to say like throw her in, but like just put her in the middle where just there'd be more people in the ring,
Right.
just in case something didn't go like it. And I know she worked with some of these people in the past, but to have her in there third, I thought was awesome.
That's really cool because it's more focused on her with less
Yeah.
people in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought we were going to see Sky Blue return. She's due, and
yeah.
I mean, she did have ankle surgery, so I don't know where she is on that, but we need Sky. But moving along, let's see, hold on, we gotta go. We're on this page now. Here we are. we have the Mercedes World Tour, which there's a little slash to this. So this is the part that you don't know about because I want your opinion on it. Like her leaving WWE and going to AEW, and she basically gives her spiel every time. She wants to put the women on the world stage, and she wants it to be a global phenomenon, which she's doing a hell of a job with it so far. Now, do you think she left WWE because they basically have an all or none culture over there? It's like, okay, here's your spot, here's what you're going to do, and here you're going to like it. Whereas in AEW, like, I mean, she's not even in the country right now. She's their biggest star, and we know she's not on TV this week. Like, that just wouldn't happen in the other company. And she's doing her thing. I mean, she's still being like brand loyal and everything. She's the champion and all that. But they're letting her, like, I don't want to say be free because she wasn't a prisoner, but like, you know,
they're giving her artistic freedom, basically creative freedom.
Yes.
I mean, that could be it. I know there was like, I vaguely remember back, like this was like when they signed Ronda Rousey, and that was like the whole big thing. I remember she wrestled Ronda at the Rumble, at the one at the Diamondback Stadium, which was I thought that was a cool venue that they did that. But I mean, that just made me fall in love with her all over again because she, of all people, I mean, she made a match with Ronda Rousey really good. Believe it or not, I mean, she did. Sorry, that's the power of Mercedes. And then I remember there was like these really weird tweets, like everything she did was like, thanks Vince. And I don't know if that was like shade or if it was kind of like a character thing. She's like, oh, flying on my private jet, thanks Vince. Like, she just like, thanks Vince for the jet, stuff like that. I don't know if there was, I know she and Bailey, Bailey, I believe, had left. They just disappeared. They vacated the titles and they disappeared, and Bailey did come back. So I don't know if there was a discrepancy or disagreement on something with their contract, with what they were doing in the ring. I don't know. I mean, it could be very much that could be what happened. I know, then for that time she was gone. She was in Japan and training, which I had written here in notes. Like, she is one of the few people. I feel like she continuously strives to be better at wrestling and in her career and in everything she does. Like, she's like always working. She's like, oh, I was training with this person, working on this. Like, I think she is so driven, and I think that's very cool. I could see it being a creative difference kind of thing of why she left and didn't want to come back. And
like I said, over there, it pretty much is, this is your spot until we say it's not your spot.
Right.
And like in AEW, and again, it's apples and oranges, and I know that, but again, when it is apples and oranges, you have the freedom to, like you said, express yourself. And she's over there crushing it, doing what she wants, but doing a good job and getting better. And that's what I like about what AEW is doing now. And I have a problem with a little bit of the internet fan base on this all or none culture because it bugs
I
me.
have a problem. I just want to say I have a problem with most wrestling fans on the internet as a
Well, that's
whole.
true. That is true. But like, what bugs me the most is like, just this past week, people were complaining about Mox in the world title and the Death Riders, and I get it, but that doesn't mean the show is bad.
No,
Like
no, no, no,
one,
no.
that's one at with all or none. It's like these people never went to school and got like a C in their life. Apparently, they only got hundreds or zeros on every test they ever took because, like,
Rick.
thing,
Just
right?
kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I love you, Rick. Just kidding.
Things like you're allowed to hate certain aspects of, like I didn't like the way, well, I didn't mind the way that it ended. I mean, I knew Hobbs wasn't going to win, and they did make Hobbs look good. I was scared that it was going to be the murder of Will Hobbs on live
It was
television.
gonna be like a squash match.
Yeah.
And it's that's the thing. I know there's parts of the show that we say like, hey, this was great, and I love to see more of this. And then there's parts like, for example, talking about later on in the world title situation, the MJF Jeff Jarrett thing just is not doing it for me. And I don't particularly like it. Maybe some people do. And that's fine.
I don't mind it.
You can like what you like. Like
Exactly.
I know you love the Bucks, Rick doesn't. And that's all well and good because we're people that like different things. So yeah, I can't just like say it's great all the time. I have no issues. I mean, there's going to be issues, and like as we've discussed, it seems like
nothing's perfect. Right?
Nothing's perfect, and as we've always discussed too, it always seems like there's some kind of technical issue, like with the sound. Last week, if we were going to pod last week, I did want to mention that guy yelling by the camera mics that was offbeat from the chants. I hope you had a terrible day the day after that show.
I hate when people can't like.
Oh God.
They should put cameras in their cars because obviously they don't understand timing and they have to be off on everything. If 17,000 people are saying something and you're off,
and he's
it's
right
you.
there. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It bothers me more than anything.
Like, why didn't somebody kill that camera mic? I just was like, why is it still on?
I thought it was awesome this week. Did you watch yesterday?
Yes.
Did you see the beginning when they just had the live camera running and the people sweeping the ring? I was the greatest 3 minutes. I just sat here in utter awe, and I was like, oh God, someone's gonna say something on one of these mics that are hot that is gonna get them in a lot of trouble or like fired. Like not meaning like that they're live to X amount of thousands of people. Like
right.
If someone would have said something like, oh, someone need to do their goddamn job or something. Like,
right. Like, why are the mics on when nobody's supposed to be on? It's just one of those little technical things. Yeah. But I think it's okay to be critical of things you love. I mean, not everything's gonna be perfect. Just how
Agreed.
it is.
And just with that being said, the world title picture, we'll say, I don't know what's happening. I don't really care at this point. I mean, like I'm invested as in like I'm gonna watch it and I'll be entertained while it's on, but I don't sit here and think about it like I do the other aspects of the show. And that's just I like it's like it's okay.
I get
like
it.
it's
solid.
Okay.
It's like okay. I love Mox. I loved him when he was in WWE. I love Mox. It's nothing against him. It's just it like you said. It's just to me. It's like
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. And like literally, I have nothing else to really say about it other than like I was proud of Hobbs.
Yeah, and I wanted to say too that match. I mean, obviously it was nasty. It was bloody. It was
like ear biting.
Ear biting. See, that's just gross to me. Don't bite people. I'm very body fluids. No, thank you. But it seemed it's for me to watch. It felt like for Hobbs, it was more than just the title match on the line for him.
Totally.
It was so much more than that. Just the level that match went and how hard it went. It was like something else bigger, like an ego or pride was on the line rather than just the title. Which that was really intense, really crazy. And then you have like all the Death Riders coming out and just beating the snot out of him anyway.
Yeah. I like the way they ended it though. I will say that. I also enjoyed the ending.
I will say, I want to add on the discussion of like
Continue.
body fluids, and we're like, ugh. I don't, just in general, why do people touch wrestlers when they're like leaning on the barricade, like in the middle of a match? Why? Don't touch people.
I
Don't
agree.
touch people. That's not nice. Like, that's
just close. It's weird because like wrestlers are those celebrities that like do interact with you. And to some people, that it's like, you know, that's as close as they're ever going to be to a celebrity. I guess
so. I think that's what it is. I'm like, don't touch people.
Yeah, that's
touch
odd.
People. If you're at a show, don't touch people. That's not cool.
Yeah, like I would be like the worst.
Don't touch people.
I would be the worst wrestler, or I would just have to be like a heel.
There's always like somebody like leaning on like they go over the rail and then like somebody's like patting them on the back and I'm like, stop.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird culture. Do you have anything else to add on this small banger?
I don't think so. Yeah, we don't have a lot. I don't think so. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, it's our first one of the year. We're coming back.
And I mean, they started over too, so there's things aren't in that, you know, they're slow building to March.
Right.
Also, before we finish, I was thinking about this. Like the first pay-per-view of the year is in March, and after that, there's only 3 pay-per-views before freaking All In, which is it's July.
Yeah.
And it's like we just had Christmas. And I was thinking about that the other day.
I know, it's funny. Somebody I saw like on Blue Sky something about like it was like a blink between October and December, and now January has felt like an entire year.
That's true. January has went on forever. I mean, I've been happy because it's been cold for once. I know. But
you freak.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm all bundled up.
Anyways, we are at Elite City Pawn on all social media. Say hi. We will interact with you. Send us questions. We'll answer them too. Yeah, we will be back next week. You got 2 episodes this week because one was just a stupid little funny thing that I did. We'll be back next week, and until then, take it easy. Later.